The work was in collaboration with Lloyds Banking Group, which is a major British financial institution. We worked specifically with Lloyds Digital Banking. Their customer base represents a cross-section of UK population with 16 million digitally active customers. They have been following the FCA guidelines and slowly transforming other services to include all types of people, including the more vulnerable. Therefore, they came to us asking new solutions to help vulnerable people manage their money better. Because vulnerability comes in different shapes and forms, we started reading about the different categories that the FCA mentions in its 2017 report. After reading them, we found ourselves very interested in working on building financial resilience. Once we decided to work on building financial resilience, we started talking to people to understand their relationships surrounding money. While doing so, we found a pattern. Older people tended to say to us that they wish they had started saving sooner, while the younger generation didn't have the knowledge and the adequate financial literacy to really understand how to start to save money. Also because they tend to have more of a sporadic and low income. This discrepancy was what brought us to develop more of a prevention approach. Therefore, we decided to focus on young adults between the age of 18 and 25. Once we found our target group, we started creating quick prototypes to understand their needs and their pain points. We realized that saving options provided by their banks were perceived as too boring, restrictive, and overall there was no emotional connections. By engaging with the users and at the same time keeping in mind the constraints of LBG, we designed our first MVP, which is Lysa. Lysa is a bespoke automatic saving app that enables the users to personalize their saving experience by linking everyday activities and transforming them into triggers. Users were enthusiastic because for the first time they could really take into their own hands their saving experience and make it their own. Well, money is a sensitive topic, so we really had to change our language and our tone of voice while approaching this topic. What really helped us were our prototypes because we built them to be very interactive and were based on different stories, so the user would not feel as the protagonist but rather the player of the situation. Another difficult part was when, unfortunately, our work was interrupted by COVID-19. People started heading back to their own countries, so we had to move digitally and work at crazy hours because of time zone. Well, I learned a lot of things during this project, especially because of the multiple obstacles that we had to jump over. Firstly, I learned how to talk about difficult subjects, in this case money, because difficult subjects do exist and difficult topics do exist, but with the right approach, you can talk to people about everything and anything. I learned how to work remotely due to COVID. We did hours of Zoom calls, we digitalized our post-its and created boards on different softwares such as Miro and Mural. Well, I would like to thank my team, my teammates, Katoko, Gitika, Esther and Saitej. Without them and without their passion, that this work would have been much more difficult. And finally, I would like to thank my tutor, Andrea. She was always very kind and she helped us throughout the entire project and she really kept us together and motivated. So, thank you.